at noon. We start with a live look at Wailea on the Valley Isle. It's a gorgeous Aloha Friday right now, but our team has declared a first alert weather day for Maui County and Hawaii Island as thunderstorms move close to the state. A weak front combined with an upper level disturbance is bringing the potential for heavy rain showers this afternoon into early Saturday morning. Guy Hagi has your first alert forecast.
Aloha on this Friday. It's a first alert weather day for Maui County and Hawaii Island because of this disturbance. We're not expecting a lot of rain for Kauai and Oahu, maybe a few scattered showers by this afternoon. So again, it's a first alert weather day for Maui County, Hawaii Island. They could get some afternoon pop-up thunderstorms that could lead to heavy rain. But for Kauai and Oahu, should be a fair day with sunshine around lunchtime, but there's a chance for some afternoon scattered showers. Again, most of the rain will favor the east end of the state.
Today marks 132 years since the illegal overthrow of the Hawaiian Kingdom, and thousands are taking part in the annual Oni Paa March to reflect on the events of that day. Dylan Ancheta joins us live from Iolani Palace with more. Hey, Dylan.
Hey, aloha, Ashley. We are on the grounds of Iolani Palace, and while it is a first alert weather day, I gotta say it is a beautiful day, barely a cloud in the sky here, and that makes for excellent conditions for all of the people who have come out to today's Oni Paa Peace March. Now, as you can hear behind me, Sudden Rush is on stage playing, and this year there really is a joyous and celebratory atmosphere. Some years it does take on a little bit of a somber tone, but how the day started was with tradition. They started with the march at the Royal Mausoleum in Nu'uanu, and that happened earlier this morning. From there, the masses of people made their way all the way here to Iolani Palace, and this is happening on the 132nd anniversary of the illegal overthrow of the Hawaiian Kingdom. And of course, this is a day for the Kanaka Maoli, the Hawaiian people, to come together and renew their calls for sovereignty and also to strengthen and revitalize their culture. This is the 32nd year of the Oni Paa March, and taking part in this today is a number of school groups and community organizations all in attendance. Now, what happens is once they get to the grounds of Iolani Palace, they enter through the front gates and they present their oli, their chants, to basically welcome and be welcomed into the space. When we got here, I spoke with Kumu Kawai Kapua Kalani Hewitt, who talked about the evolution of this event.
This is 2025. And listen, until the last Kanaka Maoli takes the last breath, we will fight, and we will continue to fight for pono, the justice for our land and our people.
Justice for the land and the people. That is the central theme here at this Peace March. And of course, there are also a number of informational booths and food booths, but some of the booths that are lining the palace grounds today include Iolai Kawai. There are a number of booths about Native Hawaiian rights and also protecting iwi kupuna. So really, the central focus of this march is to renew the call and the focus for Native Hawaiian rights. We're going to be here for a little bit more and talking to a little bit more people about today's events, but for now we'll send things back into the studio. Ash?
Thank you, Dylan. We're learning more about the conditions of the 6 Aliamanu fireworks explosion survivors who are being treated in Arizona. They were taken to an Arizona burn center in Phoenix for specialized treatment nearly 2 weeks ago. Dr. Kevin Foster, director of the center, says everyone is doing well and on course. He said by January 4th, all of the patients received their first of several surgeries.
We've been operating on each one of them every 2 or 3 days since that time. And we've gotten the burns off of all of them, and we've started reconstruction and skin grafting efforts. We have a long ways to go. In general, patients spend 1 to 2 days in the hospital for every 1% of their body that's burned. And so all of these patients were 50% or greater. So we're anticipating that they will each spend 2 or 3 or 4 months, possibly even more here.
Dr. Foster says there were complications with infections because of traumatic injuries caused by debris and shrapnel. Meanwhile, the Arizona Burn Foundation, the organization that's helping the traveling families, says they're preparing loved ones on how to care for and support their patient who has been through a traumatic experience and will have a long road to recovery. We're going to have more on this story coming up on later editions of HNN. The U.S. Supreme Court has cleared the way for a ban on TikTok in the United States, set to take effect on Sunday. However, that does not necessarily mean users will be blocked from accessing the app in 2 days' time. Erica Brown is in Washington, D.C. with the details.
Supreme Court justices ruled a law labeling TikTok as a national security risk does not violate the First Amendment rights of its users. In the ruling, justices said TikTok has special characteristics, a foreign adversary's ability to leverage its control over the platform to collect vast amounts of personal data from 170 million U.S. users that justify this differential treatment.
The Supreme Court has rightly decided to uphold the requirement that TikTok be sold.
The law gave TikTok's parent company ByteDance until January 19th to sell off the social media site or be banned. TikTok users have flocked to the platform expressing outrage.
TikTok is getting banned officially.
Do you guys not realize the impact that this will have on the economy?
And to the U.S. government, I'm never forgiving you for this.
The app is unlikely to go dark on Sunday. Instead, the government is expected to order app stores to remove it, meaning new users will not be able to sign up. The action is viewed as a delay tactic to give the incoming Trump administration time to decide how to proceed.
When he comes into office, he needs to have his whole national security team, as well as his legal team, the Department of Justice, develop a strategy to ensure that our data is safe, our privacy is secure across all threats.
Trump filed a brief with the court in December, urging the justices to temporarily pause the law.
The irony in all this was Donald Trump was the first guy to point out this problem. Matter of fact, his administration had to convince me. They did a great job of convincing me and the overwhelming members of Congress.
The president-elect said he spoke with China's Xi Jinping today about a host of issues, including TikTok. TikTok CEO Shou Zishu has been invited to attend Trump's inauguration Monday. Erica Brown, CBS News, Washington.
Meanwhile, President Biden today declared that he believes the Equal Rights Amendment is ratified and that it is now part of the Constitution. This last-minute move was done in an effort to bolster reproductive rights. However, this will bring legal challenges as the next steps to ratify the amendment are unclear. Constitutional amendments require 38 states to ratify them. In 2020, Virginia became that 38th state. Well, there's now a new threat in California stemming from the wildfires. In addition to the massive devastation, there's a risk of landslides caused in part by the water used to fight the flames. Rob Marciano has the latest from Pacific Palisades.
As crews improve containment on the Palisades and Eaton fires, there's a new concern. The water used by firefighters may have led to scenes like this. A home in Pacific Palisades, lucky to survive the fire, then splitting completely in half.
The infrastructure under thousands of homes have been compromised.
The saturated grounds along hillsides have become unstable and threaten the ability for some residents to return.
These workers are digging down to get to the gas line. They need to shut it down, seal it off, so it's safe for residents to come back. And this has to happen in neighborhoods throughout the fire zone.
It hadn't really sunk in yet that our whole entire community would be wiped off the map.
Andrew Rowe lost his home in the fire. He and his dog Henry moved into this house 1 year ago and was finally wrapping up renovations when dark smoke began to engulf the entire neighborhood.
Well, there's only 2 way out of the Palisades, and it was a gridlock, and I thought I was going to die. So I'd actually called my parents in case I wasn't going to make it out.
And what did you say to them at that moment?
I just said, I love you, and if I don't make this out alive, I love you.
Rowe's been dealing with the shock and grief by writing down his thoughts right after evacuating in a journal.
And the first thing you say, number one, I am not a victim.
Yeah.
And you believe that. That's your mindset right now.
I mean, I've suffered loss, but having a victim mindset is another thing, and it's uprooted my life. not going to wallow in self-pity when I've been blessed so much.
Rob Marciano, CBS News, Pacific Palisades, California.
Here at home, Hawaii Pacific Health is set to resume contract talks with 150 Wilcox Hospital nurses. It comes after a 3-day strike ended this morning. The nurses say the Kauai hospital should have the same staffing ratios, 1 nurse for every 5 patients, that the company has at its 3 hospitals on Oahu. Wilcox's president and CEO said each medical center is different with its own support teams, and they are willing to adjust staffing levels as needed. Now to a live look at the Kilauea eruption. Massive geysers of lava are shooting lava into the air. Fountain heights have been reaching upwards of 330 feet. There are currently 2 vent fountains. There are also reports of Pele's hair, which is long strands of volcanic glass, falling on nearby communities, specifically the Volcano Golf Course subdivision. Ahead on This Is Now, President-elect Trump's inauguration is being moved indoors because of dangerously cold temperatures. How agencies are scrambling to put together a new security plan. Plus this.
A striking increase in women being diagnosed with cancer. I'm Michael George with the latest findings from the American Cancer Society.
With Hamas to release Israeli hostages held in Gaza. Israel's government is meeting today to approve the deal. Families of those hostages have been briefed on the situation, which didn't move forward yesterday due to issues between Israel's prime minister and Hamas. Well, even the best laid inauguration plans are subject to change. Nicole Skanga is in Washington with the decision to move the ceremony indoors.
The stage had been set outside of the Capitol for the swearing-in of President-elect Donald Trump, but the chairs will be moved indoors for a ceremony in the Capitol Rotunda Monday. Trump announced the change of plans on social media, citing the frigid weather headed for Washington. He also noted the same thing happened to President Ronald Reagan.
The office of President of the United States.
Reagan's second swearing-in was held in the Rotunda on January 21st, 1985. Some ticket holders are disappointed.
I definitely would have bared the cold, and we came prepared. We packed thermals and we packed our warmest jackets.
Security is beefed up around Washington. Friday, U.S. airmen rehearsed a street cordon at Joint Base Andrews, though the presidential parade has been moved indoors to the Capital One Arena.
The U.S. Secret Service says it's adapting its security plans for the changes, and President-elect Trump says he intends to join his supporters at the arena following his swearing in.
My eternal thanks to you, the American people.
President Biden has already said his farewell, and the White House says it has been working closely with the incoming administration.
He made a commitment that he wanted to see a peaceful transfer of power.
It is not known if President Biden will observe the tradition Reagan started and leave his successor a letter.
This will mark the first time that a president who has received a letter from an outgoing president may well be writing a letter to the same person who's the incoming president.
This is President-elect Trump's last full day at Mar-a-Lago before he heads to D.C. Nicole Skanga, CBS News, Washington.
Monday is also Martin Luther King Jr. Day. This will be only the second time since MLK Jr. Day was established back in 1983 that two federal holidays will land on the same day. MLK Jr.'s daughter hopes the focus will remain on her father's legacy. She wants people to remember the lessons the civil rights icon taught the nation.
I know we're inaugurating a new administration, but don't forget Dr. King. Don't forget that they showed us that it is possible to keep moving forward and fighting for freedom, justice, and democracy, cultivating it, protecting it, and advancing it.
Bernice King will not attend the inauguration on Monday. She will be in Atlanta, Georgia at Ebenezer Baptist Church for the King's holiday service. Well, cancer deaths continue to drop, but a new study warns of rising cases, especially among women and younger adults. Michael George has more.
3 years ago, Tiffany White was diagnosed with endometrial cancer, a type of uterine cancer. She was 28 years old.
For years, I was actually misdiagnosed. So I would go to the doctor often and have these really chronic menstrual cycles. And no one could figure out what was wrong.
She had 6 surgeries, radiation, and then suffered a stroke.
When it was over, I'm in menopause at 31. So a lot of the things that other people my age are experiencing, I can't experience. Can't carry children. And so emotionally, it has been a roller coaster.
While overall death rates for all cancers are declining thanks to early detection and treatment advances, the American Cancer Society says progress is being threatened by increases in several cancers, including uterine cancer, especially among women and younger adults.
Really striking in this report is an increase in the number of women being diagnosed with cancer in the 50 to 64 age. It's particularly striking in younger women.
Rates in women under 50 are now 82% higher than men. The report also highlights death rates rising for oral cavity, pancreatic, and uterine cancers.
Uterine cancer, it's a cancer with a very large disparity in outcomes between Black and white Americans. It's a cancer because of the importance of estrogen driving it, that there are also links to obesity, but there aren't deep population-based studies that we can say that for sure.
So someone is not listening to you, go to someone else. If I had not gone to multiple doctors, I probably wouldn't be sitting here talking to you all today.
Tiffany says she hopes sharing her story raises awareness and encourages others, especially Black women, to advocate for themselves. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
All right, let's take a live look outside with our tower cam on this Aloha Friday. Beautiful conditions out there, but it is a first alert weather day. Guy Hoggy is going to have your full forecast in 2 minutes.
Aloha on this Friday. It is a first alert weather day for Maui County and Hawaii Island. Not so much for Kauai and Oahu, although there's a chance for us to see some scattered afternoon showers. The threat for heavy rainfall is with this system and is closest to Maui County and Hawaii Island. They've already had a few heavy showers earlier this morning for Maui. And the winds will be shifting as that front moves through. Stronger winds will move in by tomorrow, and the winds will shift more to the north today, and that'll bring some cooler temperatures. So for today, for Kauai and Oahu, we'll see fair skies, maybe a few afternoon showers. That's for Kauai and Oahu. Now for Maui County and for Hawaii Island in the afternoon through tonight, they could see some heavy rainfall, maybe some possible thunderstorms could fire up, especially for those windward areas. Again, mainly Maui County and Hawaii Island. And heads up, we got first alert conditions for north and west shores. It's a high surf warning level swell. It's going to peak today, 25 to 35. So most every surf spot on the North Shore will be washed out and unrideable and very, very dangerous. Even just walking along the beach will be a dangerous proposition. Waimea Bay might be breaking today. West sides will be big and dangerous as well. And South Shores, a near advisory swell will peak today as well. And conditions should be pretty good for the South Shore because of the northerly winds, although North Shores will be washed out and pretty stormy. So again, it's a first alert weather day for Maui County and Hawaii Island. And then we'll still see some breezy conditions with a few scattered showers, but it's going to be much drier heading into the weekend. And then on Monday and Tuesday, the winds will start to shift to variables.
Thank you so much, Guy. Well, still to come with hockey's growing popularity in Hawaii, Casey Lund takes us to a new arena in Kapolei that's providing more opportunities for young athletes. We'll be right back. Good news now. It's easy to think Hawaii and hockey don't always belong in the same sentence. Despite there being only one ice rink here, the sport's popularity in our state is growing. Casey Lund is in Kapolei with more.
Ho, aloha from Kapolei Inline Hockey Arenas. We're having a blast here. So much more happens than just hockey, although we've had a lot of hockey fun today.
Yes, we have.
Doug Jones, he's the director of hockey operations. We spent all morning out on the rink here. You've got two rinks at this awesome facility.
Full-size rinks.
How would you say it did?
Oh my gosh. Okay,
You don't have to lie.
First time out here, he took a pass, he scored a goal, he achieved great things, and all the kids gave him respect.
That's what it's all about, respect and safety. You know, we showed folks your kind of pro shop where you can get all geared up, you know.
Oh, everything, yeah.
I just wasn't aware that this was out here, and I feel like more people need to know about this because this is a great place to come and have some fun and pick up a new sport or get involved in something you may not have thought existed in Hawaii.
Well, absolutely. We have learn to skate classes where we teach you how to skate, hockey skate, and we also have learn to play hockey classes where you can learn that as well. And every Saturday at 2:45 p.m. there is a learn to skate specifically for public session. You can come out, you're taught by an instructor. By 4 o'clock, you're skating on your own.
I'm just curious about your story as well. You a former hockey player.
Yes, sir.
You know some of the greats too, and obviously very passionate about it, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is such a great sport, and for me, this job is giving back to everybody. The passion I had as a child, I absolutely love the game, and now for me to enjoy, it's just a magnificent situation.
Yeah, this has been a really cool day and a reminder for anybody out on the west side or worth the drive, even if you're not, to come out and check this out. A great place to have some safe family fun. Now, is that the limbo I hear going, guys?
Yes, the limbo.
Should we get ready to limbo?
One thing we want to remember, Casey, is we have public session here every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So come on out with the family. Do some limbo with us.
All right, guys,
here we go.
let's
It's
line
limbo
up for the
time.
limbo time.
Everybody line up on that dot right there.
Okay, Uncle Casey's a little rusty on skates. Oh, I can't stop now. Hey, if you want to check out Kapolei Inline Hockey Arenas, we got it all at HawaiiNewsNow.com. Now watch me do the limbo. Oh yeah, I think
we're gonna set the bar
a little higher. Oh, hey! I'll send things back to you. Thanks, guys. Woo!
He did it.
That Casey is a good 6'5", so that's pretty impressive. Looks so much fun. Thanks so much, Case. All right, let's take one last look outside with our tower cam. It is a first alert weather day for Maui County and the Big Island, so we're going to have your full forecast coming up in later editions of HNN. Thanks so much for watching This Is Now. More headlines